Hello everyone. Today let's understand the problem of energy. Majority of the people eats 3 times a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's minimum. And if you consider tea and coffee as a meal, which is actually for the body, it goes around 5 to 6 meals a day people are having. Still, people are facing the problem of lack of energy. Some people face in the morning, some in the afternoon, some in the evening, and many people also face in the night before sleep as well. So let's deep dive into this for next few minutes. And I'm sure if you understand, this will be one of the very fundamental thing which will go with you for your forever health. So we have to understand that God has created our body very complex. Our body is capable of doing anything and everything. It is the most complex thing made in the entire world. There is no machine which works like body. That means that if whoever has created that natural power, the god or whatever we call it, uh, it cannot just give one mechanism for energy, because if it does not work, they'll be like we can die. That's why there are two sources of energy which body works on. So in our terminology we can call it two batteries. So body has two fundamental batteries. One is called glucose battery, another is called fat battery. So glucose battery works actually on what we feed from the mouth. So whatever food we take, food or drink, whatever we take, in that whatever contains carbohydrates, starch, fructose, sugar, those all comes in the category of carbohydrates. That gets converted into glucose, and glucose is directly consumable by our cells. There is a pancreas gland in our body which generates insulin hormone. As soon as there is glucose in the blood, pancreas generate insulin, and that insulin helps that glucose to get into the cell, and energy gets converted inside the cell. Another source of battery, if in case humans are not supposed to get 24 by 7 food, so in those cases, when we don't get food from the outside, from the mouth, our body is supposed to run for not just hours or days, but months. And hence, we have this storage called fat battery, which means the fat in the body is not bad. It is a stored potential energy. The only problem we have got is that we have never trained our body, or we have never used this mechanism of converting the stored body fat into energy. Okay, so two batteries are there. Now let's understand problem with each of the battery which may be causing the energy lack of energy problem. Obviously, if someone is absolutely not eating, that's a different mode, you know? And someone is on like not having any extra body fat, which is very rare. People who are having six packs are those people who have very less fat percentage in single digit. Okay, but normal people like you and me, I'm talking about that. Okay, we have enough energy stored. Means we should never be in a state wherein we are running lack of energy. So what can be the problem? Let's first understand the problem with the glucose battery. Now, if you're eating 3 4 days, it means you are not fasting, you are supposed to get energy. So if you're eating, there is glucose flowing in your blood. Then why the cells are not getting energy? The reason can be insulin resistance. Means the insulin, which I told, pancreas generate the insulin. If the cell is not, the insulin is not able to open the cell wall and insert glucose into it, the problem can happen is that your blood is having glucose, means you have eaten the food, glucose is there in the blood, but cell is not able to absorb. That can be one of the reason for lack of energy. So for whenever you eat, immediate few energy will be there, but very soon your body will run out of energy. You'll still again crave for food. That is one problem. Okay. Second problem can be is that your fat battery. So whenever this glucose runs out, your fat battery is supposed to kick in. But why it does not kick in? There are two fundamental rules. So to understand that, there are 9 hormones which works in our body for energy management. So there are 3 hormones which is called fat storing hormones, which are insulin, cortisol, and estrogen. And there are 6 fat burning hormones, which is thyroid hormone, growth hormone, glucagon, IGF-1, adrenaline, and testosterone. So now what is the rule for fat battery to work? First rule is that all these 3 fat storing hormones should be inactive. Means if body is in the mode of storing fat because of any of these 3 hormones are active, body will not be consuming fat for energy. This is the fat battery. This is it is like having two openings. One opening for storing the fat, one is for taking energy out of the fat. For this opening, there are 3 keys which works. If any of the 3 keys is applied, this box will open, energy will be stored as body fat. This can be open only in the case when the first opening should be closed. Means fat should not be getting stored. Second rule is that all the 6 fat burning hormones has to be active. Means again repeating, thyroid hormone, which is T3, specifically T3 hormone, growth hormone, glucagon, IGF-1, adrenaline, and testosterone. Means any of these 6 fat burning hormone is not active, this will not get open. Means you will be struggling to get energy from that fat battery. Okay, so on one side there is insulin resistance, because of which glucose is not being able to used by the cell. Another side, the fat to be converted into energy. If any of these 9 hormones are imbalanced, you will not be able to consume energy from the fat. That's why you would have heard that weight gain is a problem of hormone imbalance. Okay, these are the 2 problems. Third problem, what is third problem? Like if you are not having insulin resistance and your fat battery is also working fine, what can be the reason that you are running out of energy or you are feeling hungry? Can be nutritional deficiency. Now we majorly focus on calories and energy which comes from carbohydrates, protein, fat, whereas we miss the micronutrient part, which is vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, herbs. So body does not only need energy, our cells, organs, and glands not only needs energy but also micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, A, B, C, D, E, what all the vitamins, and B groups, B complex group, B1, B2 up to B12. All these vitamins and minerals, and I have not spoken on minerals. There are multiple minerals like calcium, magnesium, potassium, and number of essential micronutrients, vitamins and minerals. If any of the essential vitamins or minerals are missing in the body, your body will crave for the food, because body does not know a way to tell you ki I am missing vitamin D or I am missing vitamin A or C. It will only tell you that please feed me, because body knows कि खाने से ही, by food only you will be getting these vitamins and minerals. So if our body is having any nutritional deficiency of micronutrient, we will be, it means even after eating food, after a couple of hours you can be hungry. That does not mean that you are lacking energy. That can also mean that you are lacking any of the vitamins or minerals which are micronutrient. Fourth problem is lack of sleep. So whenever we are not having good quality sleep, the hormone in the body get increase, which is called cortisol, which is, I said, one of the fat storing hormone. Whenever cortisol hormone is there in the body, means either it is because of lack of number of hours has not, you have not slept enough, or the quality of sleep is not good, or it can be any, you have slept properly but there is stress going on in office, in house, or anything, that can increase the level of cortisol beyond a certain threshold, which can cause you to continuously keep feeding the body, because stress is a situation that body wants to either fight or fly. So it has to solve the stress problem. For that, it needs continuous energy from outside, because If your fat battery is not working properly, there is nutritional deficiency. In that situation, body cannot handle the stress, so it keeps continuously keep asking for the energy. So these four fundamental problems because of which we can be running out of energy. Hope these fundamentals are understood. We'll be coming up with multiple different videos in our group for sharing how to solve this problem. Thank you.